Hello. Welcome to Mystic Moons. Oh, it's a beautiful day where I am. It truly is a beautiful day. And the weather, this is like the type of weather you'd hope to go and see idealized. You want to go and see up in the mountains. Anyway. So, shall we take a little look at the energies here? You know, it's funny, at some point I did think I was enticed by the idea of doing readings at a cemetery that I used to go to. I knew some people who were buried in there. It's a cemetery that when I was a child, I actually had summer camp right outside it. And I came back I came back later, grown up. So that cemetery to me wasn't bad. I remember I told my family about a game that the camp used to have us play, which they were going, how morbid. And they used to have us a couple times a week go and get gravestone rubbings. And they would say, like, you know, find an infant, find somebody who died 100 years ago, find someone who died when they were in their 40s, find someone who had the name of a fruit in their name, and so forth. So they had us running and doing these gravestone rubbings all over the tombstones. That was my summer camp. I mean, we had other things too. We had tennis, we had swimming, we had crafts, we had running, but we also had that graveyard, running through the graveyard. And because that graveyard was something that was so comfortable to me, I didn't really, I could see myself doing readings in there just out of curiosity. Because even without a tool, that place has a lot of energy. Then I thought about it a bit more, and it's much better to go and draw energy from places that are full of life, places that are happy. If you're going to open yourself up, just like when you look someone in the eye, when you say a greeting, when you smile, when you nod, it's much better to do that with a positive person than a negative person, right? Same thing. Same thing. So that's one of the reasons why I've never pulled in a graveyard. And instead I always like pretty areas like this. Which actually, there are little flowers all the way back there I intend to go and get. And in a few more months, I think the tulip trees should be blooming. Anyway, Cancer, this is a reading for Cancer, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Venus. That's primarily it. Did I say Cancer Rising? Cancer Rising. If you feel so called to, you can also think about Cancer Jupiter, Cancer Juno, and Cancer Lilith. You can also think about Cancer 7th house and Cancer 4th house. I would say all the placements that are related to relationships apply. So Cancer. This reading will be divided up into 2 parts. I won't timestamp it, Cancer. Doing that on a phone is difficult. But the first part will take about maybe 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. And the second part will be short little readings. Cancer, if you appreciate my time, do give me a thumbs up. And Cancer, if you feel so inclined, consider leaving me a tip, Cancer. A few cents, a few dollars. It's not the amount, it's the gesture. So a love reading for Cancer. This is actually a reading by request. It's made a couple weeks ago. I have the Fool, Cancer, with 10 of Cups. What goes on here on out, Cancer, is new. Redefining the genre, Cancer, for yourself. Also, too, no firm expectations, Cancer, on how things should be. Instead, Cancer, the rules go along as you go. The rules are based, Cancer, on what you feel. And surprisingly, in this energy, Cancer, what you feel, what you'd like to feel, what you need to feel, you'll get. Well, something you've been waiting for here, Cancer, something you've been afraid of getting, Cancer, something, Cancer, a whole new phase, a whole new, different way of being treated, different way of treatment coming up here. This is new beginnings, Cancer. New beginnings to the next stage. The final stage, a nest. Well, Cancer, the long journey concludes. So we have the Fool. Thank you for the like. So that Fool is clarified by a Three of Wands, rather. Queen of Wands. And Three of Pentacles. Another Queen up here, Cancer. All fire and earth. I actually do read my queens as cardinals, so we have some strong Aries energy coming up here, Cancer, with some Aquarius and Capricorn. Very funny, as I said, I read my queens as cardinals. So we have some Aries, we have some Capricorn, and we have threes. What's needed here, Cancer, to go and nurture relationships, positive interactions between you and another. Cancer, this is looking forward, not looking back. Looking forward for the right type of investment, Cancer, the right type of opportunities to build upon, Cancer. We're also talking about validation, where you don't necessarily have to infer, but rather, Cancer, You know what you feel and what's said is at the forefront of communication. We could say Cancer here, Fool with Three of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Well, first of all, Cancer, this is stating what you want, knowing what you want. And finding new plateaus to achieve that. The world is vast. Opportunities are endless. Three of Wands. It's a Queen of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. Three of Swords. So we have some strong Libra energy coming up here, Cancer, as well. We're still continuing our theme of threes. Cancer, start looking at maybe the arrival of threes. If you are looking for love, see how threes appear and make their way into your life. Maybe it's more immediate, Cancer. Maybe you have as your destiny number or your life path number, maybe you have three in there. Cancer, maybe a person who you'll meet, they have three as their destiny or life path number. But also too, Cancer, take a look at your phone number, your address, your receipts. Take a look, Cancer, at your email count. When you go out to Cancer, maybe you are visiting an address that has threes in it. Think about it, Cancer. Keep your eye out for threes, and also think too about the larger implications of what that three numerically, in numerology, connotates. And that is connection, building, happiness, joy, growth, creativity. Threes have all that, all those numbers here. There's a nice breeze out here, Cancer. Anyway, Three of Wands clarified by a Queen of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and a Three of Swords. So long to find something decent, Cancer. So long to be also treated decently. To find someone who you want to go and build with sincerely. All those energies are there. Queen of Wands, we have a Queen of Pentacles. Nine of Wands. And a King of Cups. So here that funny bottom of the deck energy, Four of Wands. Four of Pentacles. So, you know, waiting on something good to appear to move on. Waiting for something, an opportunity worthwhile to invest in. Also, too, waiting for someone who shows sincere or just truly has, is it your best interest at heart, Cancer? Someone who definitely has their heart chakra open to you, Cancer, and they're not particularly strategizing or thinking what they can get out of it or what they're required to give to you, more like Cancer. Just someone who's enjoying the space of, you know, I like this person, I care about this person, I care. I'm interested, I'm involved. 3 of Pentacles. I have a 4 of Wands, 6 of Wands, and a 10 of Wands. A little funny in this energy, Cancer, because it's like once the initiation has been completed, once the introductions have been made, once the very first step of finding people who you're interested in, Cancer, well, then the hard part comes, right, Cancer? The hard part of actually building, synthesizing yourself to another, taking your goals and aspirations, folding in others alongside it. How do you progress forward logically as a team? What shared values and goals get priority? Anyway, Cancer, it's always a work in progress. Once you finish one stage, then the next stage begins. But it is a new start, Cancer, and they are endeavors worth having. And probably, too, the difficulty in this, Cancer, comes from the connection that I have here is a connection like you have not experienced before. And because that's the case, Cancer, you have to create your own rules. You have to redefine your boundaries, redefine your goals. When you start incorporating, Cancer, other people into your dream. Cancer, love energy for you is entirely new, entirely fresh. It's actually beautiful energy, Cancer. It is new love energy, Cancer, but it's new love in ways that you have not considered before. Which worries me a little bit, Cancer, because, I actually read the Fool as Aquarius energy. And Aquarian energy, well, it's a little wild, right? It is. It's doing things not according to a standard method. Something about the love that's generating for you, Cancer, is unusual. And perhaps we can give it the nicer word, Cancer, of unique, but I'm going to say unusual. Let's go and check out the 12 zodiac signs, the affinity there. Looks like it's terrain, Cancer. All of a sudden, everything got dark. Well, it is a summer or a spring summer. I think it's going to rain. It sucks a little bit. I didn't bring an umbrella. Anyway. Cancer, let's go and see the 12 zodiac sign affinity. Cancer, for this part of the reading, you want to see the colors that I feel? I'm going after the pink energy, Cancer. Something a bit stronger than a carnation pink, but not far from it. Only a few blushing shades difference. Oh, Cancer, there's a spider. It's like a little, oh, there we go. It's running all around. When that spider stops, Cancer, guess it won't stop. Its legs were so interesting. It was like sprawled out like almost little wings. Anyway, Cancer, 12 sign zodiac affinity. This is going to be your affinity with another. They could be friends, Cancer. It could be romantic interest. It could be someone who you currently are dealing with. It could be someone who you haven't been speaking to. It could be someone who you just meet. This is their energy towards you, Cancer. Not really yours towards them. Cancer, I do have other signs out there if you're curious how your sign is with another, so you can check it out. So Cancer, what sign shall we start off with? Shall we start off with air? I guess we'll do air. Let's do fire and then we'll do air. So we'll start off with Sagittarius. Cancer, I'll do the second part later. Cancer, I'll do the other part later. But I wanted to get this out. And it was a good time to do so.